You've done the inner work. You've healed the inner child. You've gone through the trauma. You've done the shadow work. You've healed your gut. We've healed our wounds. We've healed our bank accounts. Where's the work for the voice? And because we've never been taught the actual path forward of how to take our voice out of the head, the conceptual voice, and drop it down, anchoring it back into the body, the very place that actually produces the sound, because we haven't built that sacred partnership. No one's taught us. What happens is your voice doesn't always match your power. And I just led the Five Codes Masterclass last night, and this resonated so much, so hard with every woman inside. So we're going to talk about the big takeaways from that masterclass. We're going to talk about what you're probably feeling as a woman in your leadership position, as someone who's an entrepreneur, an artist, a healer, a visionary, someone who's trying to speak up maybe in a more aligned way at work, or maybe even in your personal life, because we're not always about getting on the stage over here. Vocal Honey is for the everyday stage. And learning how to harness your power, learning how to speak confidently, learning how to get out of your own way, and learning the skills to actually match your voice to your power is what will make getting in those big high visibility moments of on a stage, those big visibility moments that scare you, whatever that is for you, it'll feel so much more easy and relaxed because you've been doing the work all along on the everyday stage. But first, we got to actually get you to match your power with your voice. Here's another thing that I know about you. You second guess yourself a lot. Don't lie. Don't lie. You hesitate. You're in your own way. I know this about you because that was once me and a lot of women that I coach, especially inside of the Vocal Honey group coaching that's coming up in September, guys. The doors are going to be closing soon, so get in. This is a huge deal because along the way, we were taught that how we want to say things just isn't allowed. It isn't wanted. It isn't safe for whatever reasons. So the backup plan has become monitor the crap out of your voice before it leaves your mouth. And that's a complete head game. It is an inner battle that's going on inside of your mind. And when you learn not how to get more letters after your name, get another certification course, buy another self-help book, no. Rebrand, get some copywriting done. When we think we do those things, we think it's actually going to help us feel more confident. We think we're going to get out of our own way after we do those things, but that doesn't do the trick. What does the trick, what stops you from second guessing so much, is embodying your voice. And that's what I teach you to do. And it's absolutely what you're going to be learning when you grab the trumpet, sound the horns. Introducing Vocal Honey Live, baby. That's right. I'm going to be leading an incredible 2-day immersive in-person experience in upstate New York, coming up on April 17th and 18th, 2026. The links are below to get your 1-day pass and the 2-day VIP immersive experience pass. The location is going to be TBA. I'm going to be signing the contract in like 4 or 5 days, and I'll announce. But just the light details are below. You know who you are if you want to be in that room. So I can't wait to do this work with you in person. This is the work we do. I help you to get out of your own way and into your body so that your message stops feeling like it's something you can't land on. Because a lot of women say, because they're constantly second guessing themselves, they feel like they're floating above their message. And they really just want to land so badly. And here's the other thing I know. You want to feel aligned. You want to feel grounded. You want to feel magnetic every single time you speak. But what you think you need to do is work on your confidence. You think you need to do the inner healing. You think you need more shadow work. It's about going to another yoga class, but that won't do it. Has it done it yet? Because my God, you've done all the healing work. The healing work doesn't help you with the actual process of taking the voice and planting it back in the soils of your body. The woman who does that creates a voice that is remembered. The woman who can do that and gets out of her own way and speaks from her internal reservoir of power, internal reservoir of knowing and lived experience, becomes a voice who is recognized, remembered, and recited. You become someone who is quoted, and you become the voice that is legacy. So this is that internal work of going from the head to attack the world with your voice, with all the knowledge that you have, to actually dropping down into the body where we hold all of our certainty, all of our codes, the codes that unlock you, but the codes that unlock other people. And what happens is you start to connect deeply with who you are and what you are meant or designed to say in this lifetime. You have to do it by aligning your voice, the actual articulation, the sound that comes out of you, with your soul. And when soul meets sound, that is vocal honey. Something that was really awesome about the 5 vocal archetypes. First of all, there are 5 of them. They match or map to your lower 5 chakras. So this is the pathway forward for you to actually connect with the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, your heart, and your throat chakra, or energy centers. And these energy centers hold gifts for us, and they actually hold their own type of language. When you tap into that language center, you begin to speak in a way that feels like home to you. And we get out of our own way. We start saying it like we mean it the first time. And typically what happens is we're in our head, so we have no place to ground. And that's why you talk in circles a lot. That's why you over-explain. That's why you run people into the ground exhausted from listening to you. And they're like, I don't even understand what you said because you threw everything you had at them. And listen, this sounds harsh. It sounds like I'm being mean. I don't mean to be. I really just want you to know that I get it. And so this work that we're doing for the 2-day live Vocal Honey event is about truly grounding into the energy of your own system and extracting and developing a power that is within. Because up until this point, so many of us, myself included, it was at a point where you are constantly waiting for someone to tell you it's safe to speak about what you want to speak on. The questions that we get to ask ourselves now are like, where am I still waiting for permission to feel safe being heard? What idea or expression do I keep muting or censoring because I'm afraid it's too much? And when we ask these really deep questions, we get to see where we're hiding, and we love on that part of ourselves, and we integrate our voice from within. The reason you don't feel like your voice produces the results you want, the reason that you get stuck in fantasy, vague language, over-explaining, or self-editing, it's not because you're not intelligent. It's not because you didn't buy the right courses. It's not because you haven't done the inner healing work. It's because you haven't embodied your voice. It's stuck in the past. It's stuck in an older version. It's stuck inside of a vocal wound of your past. And the work becomes not to figure out how to tell the best story. The work isn't how do I close this talk with the perfect CTA to get everyone lined up to buy my stuff. The work becomes how do I connect so deeply with my own voice on the inside before it leaves me that I can feel the magnitude, I can feel the power before it even leaves my mouth. It becomes so certain to me that this is exactly what I need to be speaking. Then I go ahead and open my mouth, and I don't need anyone to sign up because I've signed up. I've become so rock solid in who I am. I've become so appreciative and so compassionate toward myself that you begin to speak, because not that you need anyone to buy in. You don't need anyone to get it. You don't need anyone to give you praise. You've become the prize yourself. And this is that inner power that I'm speaking about. Inner power that actually has a place, a physical location inside of your body that is generated through the 5 lower chakras of your body. So I'm going to bring it back to the 5 codes. Each of these 5 vocal archetypes hold a code. It's a power, and they're like mini powerhouses or power plants inside of you. So as you do the work, which I teach you how to do in the coaching coming up, and I'm going to teach you how to do it at the 2-day live event, the second day especially is all experience. And you're going to go through the sacred rituals that have brought me to speak on 7+ stages that has allowed me to create a multi-5-figure business now that has allowed me to touch hundreds of women's lives with this work and growing and start a vocal revolution movement. You can do it too. You need to adopt, harness, and practice the tools. I'm going to give you the scaffolding. I'm going to give you the blueprint in that 2-day Vocal Honey live event. And what you're going to learn is how to get out of your own way. You're going to learn how to catch yourself when you're becoming too quiet and overly hesitant or over explaining. Or you're going to catch yourself when you're like, oh my God, if I say this, am I going to anger people? And you're just going to say it. And this is really what creates that emotional safety. This is really what creates intimacy almost instantaneously. This is really what holds that nuance of being magnetic, being powerful, being that show-stopping voice, but also being very human at the same time. And knowing what to say in a way that sounds like you, no matter if you're on a stage, on a podcast, if you're at home, at the dining room table. I want this for you. You can have this. This is what's going to transform your life. I have notes on notes from women saying, this is a personal thing. This is me learning how to play with my kids more. This is me expressing myself with my significant other. This is me taking the vacation. The inner voice is the inner power. And the result is the invitation. I've got Tammy, who is speaking on a stage soon. And she's also asking for the really hard, scary things that she knows she needs. She's going to very powerful people and positioning herself and asking for what she wants. And her business is reaping the benefits. I've got Jessica, who's going to be speaking on stages, and she is being invited by a select organization to be one of just 6 tables at an upcoming event for her business. Then I've got Shelby, who is starting and launching her very first podcast tomorrow. And it's because of the coaching we've done together. She knows, and she told me, Kimberly, the coaching that you gave me taught me that I can go imperfectly, and that's actually safe. So we're going to do this imperfectly, and we're going now because the world needs my message. She is done waiting, and so are you. I can't wait to see you in the coaching coming up or the 2-day live event. Check out the links below. Do yourself a solid. Get in the room. The transformation and the sisterhood that you've been seeking, that you've been dreaming about, that you've been thinking, does it exist? It does exist, and it's in that room. I'll see you inside, honeybee.